Hello, everyone. Just wanted to cover some different things today. Um, in my book, A War in the World, I talk about in the first chapter integrity. So, one of the pillars of integrity is responsibility or accountability. So, one of my friends said how they keep taking things that other people say or do and then trying to understand it or fix it. So, one thing we have to do is stop taking responsibility for other people's actions. We have no control over anybody else but ourselves. But the thing that we end up doing is we start to make excuses for them. Their bad behavior, their poor behavior, their manipulation, their gaslighting, their lying. We start to ruminate and think about, oh, well, if I would have said this to them or if I would have helped them with this, they wouldn't be bad people. They wouldn't be so angry. They wouldn't be so hurtful. They wouldn't be so toxic. That's the easiest way to say it. So, the thing that you end up doing is taking on the responsibility of others, which you have to stop doing because that doesn't help at all. So, the thing that we end up doing is making excuses for them. Oh, they grew up in a dysfunctional household. They just got out of a bad relationship. Oh, they always had it difficult. That doesn't change anything. If somebody disrespects you or treats you badly, you can't make excuses for them. You have to take it for what it truly is and work with that. And sometimes you got to tell the person and put them in their place and point out what they do and what they say. And if they deny it and they make themselves out to be the victim, there's nowhere to go with the conversation to just let it go. So one step getting closer to self-care and some peace in your life is stop justifying what other people do, especially when it's stuff that's done to hurt others or manipulate them or just wrong things. Don't make excuses for them. Don't take the responsibility for them. Let them take their own responsibility for what they do. And if they don't do that, it's none of your business anyway. You just don't have to be around those people. So this is something to really reflect on and ask yourself, why do I have to save everybody? Why do I have to do all these things? Who gave me that responsibility? Who gave me that job? Who placed that burden on my shoulders? Nobody. You did it to yourself. And of course, because you're a caring person, you're thoughtful, you're compassionate, you're kind. But you have to start applying those things to yourself first. And if somebody doesn't treat you well, you have to look at it for what it really is, especially if you haven't done anything to them to have brought that onto you. Because there's always, cause and effect, right? There's always somebody does something and it creates a chain reaction. But if you didn't do anything and you're always the one who's the punching bag, how long are you going to stand there for? And why are you going to make excuses for it? It's just like if somebody's standing there tapping on the shoulder. After a while, you either block it or you move further away where they can't touch you anymore. But to make excuses why they're tapping you and why it's annoying, it makes no sense at all. There's better examples, of course, but just keeping it simple. So stop making excuses for people's bad behavior. Tell them what happened. Give them the opportunity to take responsibility for their actions. Let them be accountable. And if they do and they choose to change, wow, that's awesome. You could move on from there. If they play the victim card and blame you for it, there's nowhere to go. Just exit. There's no reason to stay if the person's gonna constantly invalidate your words, your feelings, your thoughts. And you have to make it very specific and detailed. Don't make it general. Tell them exactly how they make you feel and what they do. And if they don't care, they don't care. You can't project your kindness onto them to change that. So stop making excuses for people. Whatever they do, if it's something, if it's wrong, if it's not nice, if it's passive aggressive, if it's sarcastic where it's making you feel badly, don't make excuses for why they're allowed to do that. Because as long as you allow them to, they will continue to. And as long as you allow them to do that, you will continue to suffer. So you have to stand up for yourself by being strong enough. And that strength takes one step at a time. But pointing it out to them is what you have to do. Stop making excuses for people's bad behavior.